More than 50 years after banks were banned from discriminating against people based on their race or where they live, the I-Team found that it's still happening.
This practice, it's called redlining, and it's hitting one of the city's oldest neighborhoods the hardest. Our investigative reporter PJ Rendawa found discriminatory lending affects more than just people trying to buy a home.
It's not a bad view with those beautiful trees, too.
With the arch in sight, plenty of space, and lots of character. Travis Sheridan says he lucked out when he found this property in St. Louis's Old North neighborhood.
And I just fell in love with it instantly. The mixed income, mixed race, mixed education level, and it just was a great sense of community.
His biggest obstacle, convincing the bank, any bank, to give him a loan.
One lender, not in writing, but over the phone said, look, you know what you qualify for, just pick another neighborhood.
In this historic neighborhood, a historic problem, mortgage lending discrimination.
There were 6 banks that said no before the 7th one said yes.
And that's wrong.
Elisabeth Risch is with the Metropolitan St. Equal Housing and Opportunity Council. She says redlining is a barrier to fair housing dating back to the 1930s.
So the practice was they would identify areas of higher minority concentration and read them out on the map and then deny access to credit because they were thought to be kind of too risky.
Her organization works with local nonprofits to help erase those red lines that box in communities and limit their growth.
60 years after the Fair Housing Act was passed, we still have this issue.
In the blocks around Sheridan's home, the effects of redlining in Old North are clear. Abandoned buildings, crumbling homes, and very little new money coming in. The I-Team analyzed data from the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau and found between 2018 and 2020, only about 30% of home loan applications in Old North and surrounding areas were approved by banks.
We have the largest home ownership gap between black families and white families in the country right now.
The Fair Housing Act of 1968 made it illegal to deny a loan just because of someone's address or skin color. Despite being the law, the numbers show it's still happening. The St. Louis Metro is 18% black, but just 5% of home loans in the past 3 years went to black applicants. And black families were 145% more likely to be denied a loan.
Black families kind of don't have the same level of access to mortgage products as white families.
EHOC tracks lending. It sent a letter to the Federal Reserve last month about First Mid-Bank and Trust. From 2018 to 2020, less than 1% of First Mid-Bank's home loans in the St. Louis area went to black applicants. First Mid-Bank declined an interview, sending a statement saying it respects diversity in the area and that they are, quote, actively exploring new ways of improving access and enhancing outreach to all potential homebuyers.
We were really startled by how bad their data looked.
Sheridan fears if something doesn't change, discrimination will stifle growth in the neighborhood he's proud to call home. And parts of the city that look like this will never change.
Boxing people out means that new investment isn't coming to the neighborhood. And with new investment comes new opportunities.
For the I-Team, PJ Rendawa, 5 on your side.
The I-Team also obtained a map showing gaps in lending throughout the metro, and you can find a link to it by texting the word loans to 314-425-5355. Let's get back